It's time. It's time. Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. And in today's episode, guys, you see what's on the screen, man. We got Dr. Bob today, Brett. Oh my god, I'm excited. With Dr. Bob, I don't know what's going on, but so far as of late, his schedule seems so sporadic, but god, does it feel good to get that notification of him dropping the animation. So with that being said, this SCP is SCP-054-FR, Blue Fear. So, from my experience with SCP animations now, I'm going to assume the FR stands for France. Maybe. I feel like it's just the location of where the SCP originated from. Might be some other location, but I'm just going to assume it's France. Let me know in the comment section if I'm right or wrong. And honestly, Blue Fear, come on. Like, first appearances, it looks like Jaws. Surface level, it seems like a basic SCP, but like always, sometimes that's far from the truth. So with that being said, if you guys are excited for this reaction, please smash that like button, smash the sub button, and hit that bell so you can stay plugged for each and every upload. So without any further ado, let's get this show started. Alrighty, SCP-054-FR, Blue Fear. Let's get it, folks.
A teenaged boy and girl are sitting on surfboards, gently bobbing up and down in the calm ocean water. This surfing trip didn't turn out nearly as exciting as they had hoped it would. So with no waves in sight and the pair growing bored, they decide to head back to shore.
Hey, at least you got the sun.
Just as they're about to start paddling back, though, the girl gives one last look and spots the water swelling in the distance.
Oh no.
She calls out for her friend to stop. It's just what they've been waiting for. Waves are coming in, and big ones too. They can see that they're going to break at the perfect time. Maybe this trip will turn out to be a good one after all.
Honestly, I feel like these waves are just ripple effects of the SCP coming to get some lunch. Like, yo, let's see what happens.
The boy tells the girl that she can have the first one, and she starts paddling to catch it.
Smart man.
She pops up on her board just as the wave breaks, riding it expertly towards the shore.
Oh, she's pretty
As the
good.
boy does the same on his own behind her. They have a great time, riding wave after wave, each one coming in bigger and stronger than the last.
Guess I was
The
wrong.
girl starts to worry, though, that they might be getting too big and fast. As the girl finishes surfing another perfect wave, she looks back at the boy just in time to see him wipe out on an especially tall one. He and his board are pulled beneath the water, and both disappear under the breaking wave. She
Uh-oh.
hops off her own board and stands in the waist-deep water, watching for her friend to emerge. But he doesn't. She scans the horizon and calls out for him, but there's no sign of her friend. She's getting worried. He should have surfaced by now. She doesn't see any sign of him or his board. What's going on? Boo! The girl jumps with fright and turns around. The boy is standing behind her. But how did he get there? He tells her that the last wave was a crazy one that must have pulled him and his board under the water towards her.
Must have? No way! Like, come on, we ain't buying that. You're so far out there, bruh. And does it shapeshift to the prey that it consumes on sight? Like, yo, that'd be kind of wild.
He's never experienced anything quite like it, but he's fine now. There's nothing to worry about. The girl, still trying to catch her breath from the fright, gives him a playful punch on the arm and recommends that they call it a day. The waves are getting stronger, and if he was pulled under once, then who knows what would happen if one of them wiped out on an even bigger one. Besides, the boy looks like he might have hurt himself, and the girl points at a small cut on his arm that's starting to bleed. The boy tells her that it's only a scratch, and insists on catching one more wave before they head home. He doesn't want to miss this opportunity to ride these great waves when they have the whole ocean to themselves.
That's kind of weird. After getting wiped out like that, you don't even want to fix your cut or anything? Like, you know blood attracts, I don't know, sharks? Like, what? It's bleeding. Okay, let's see what this is about. I don't think he's the same person prior to his wipeout, but yo, what the heck?
He tells her that she can head back if she wants, but he's going out one more time. The boy starts to paddle back out, and the girl reluctantly follows him. As they wait to catch a wave, she tells him that this time he can go first. She's not going to let him scare her again. The boy promises no more surprises and goes to catch another wave.
All right.
The waves are coming faster now, and she's able to get on one right behind him. As she surfs towards the shore, she keeps one eye on the boy. These waves are tough, and she needs to focus, but her attention is drawn towards her friend. She sees something forming on his wave. It looks like the water itself is growing out of the crest of the wave and reaching towards the boy.
Uh-oh.
It looks like the jaws of a shark. The girl screams, and the boy looks back, straight into the gnashing teeth of the shark
water
reaching out of the
itself?
waves. The boy yells in fear and falls, tumbling into the water just underneath the mouth, as its jaws snap shut on his board right where he was standing, splintering it into pieces. The girl can't believe what she's seeing and stumbles on her board. She catches herself but looks behind her just in time to see the same jaws coming out of the wave towards her. The boy emerges out of the water carrying his friend onto the nearly empty beach.
How is he okay? How is he okay? What's really going on? Bruh, no. Something's fishy.
He lays her down in the sand, screaming for help as a few beachgoers start running towards them. No one has any idea what they could possibly do to assist, though. Both of the girl's legs have been bitten off at the thigh, and it's clear she was dead long before he carried her onto the beach.
How is he okay, though? How? He was literally in the jaws of this creature. Like, he fell right into the mouth. But she winds up with 2 legs missing? Bro, what the heck? And how did he just pull up behind her? Is that just a coincidence? Because I thought maybe he's part of the SCP now, but I guess that's not the case. We shall see.
Bonjour. Today's file comes from our friends at the French branch of the SCP Foundation.
Oh, I was right.
A frightening and dangerous aquatic anomaly that has been designated SCP-054-FR, but is appropriately also known as Blue Fear. SCP-054-FR is an oceanic phenomenon that has been observed occurring in several different regions spread across the world. In these areas, of which at least 5 have been identified, certain waves will display extremely dangerous anomalous activity. The waves themselves will seem to physically transform, taking on a shape that resembles the mouth and jaws of a Carcharodon carcharias, a species of shark better known to most as the great white.
Okay.
The giant shark mouth, which is full of row upon row of razor-sharp teeth, will often go unnoticed until it is too late for the unfortunate victim.
Alright, so honestly, the dude was just stupid. He wasn't, like, transformed or he wasn't the SCP. He was just literally dumb. Like, he could have survived if he just backed out. And his girl or friend, or whatever she was to him, would still have 2 legs. Why was he so persistent? I don't know. The stupid stuff like that just gets to me sometimes. Like, goddamn, wait another day to catch a wave.
With the roar of the powerful wave itself covering up much of the sound of the gnashing jaws, as it attempts to bite the targeted individual. The SCP-054-FR phenomenon will only appear on waves in these areas that are at least 4 meters in height, but a maximum height on which the jaws will manifest has yet to be identified.
Wow.
Waves carrying the anomalous effect are changed in other ways, too. Not only does a terrifying set of carnivorous jaws appear out of the water, but the wave will move faster as well, with SCP-054-FR waves having been measured at rolling 3 times the speed of normal, non-affected waves. The frequency of just how often SCP-054-FR will affect waves is not well understood, but what is known is that waves will speed up when a human or non-aquatic animal is in the water, between a wave instance and the coast. The frequency of 054-FR waves will increase dramatically as well when individuals in the area are at least 250 meters from the coast.
Okay, so I guess the first wave wasn't big enough for the shark, Blue Fear, to manifest to kill, the 2 surfers. So interesting. I'm assuming they're out that far too.
And SCP-054-FR does not care which aquatic activities you're engaging in when it spots you that far from shore.
Alright, true. And also, straight up, I think this is going to be straight Keter class. There's no way they could capture it because it manifests when a wave's a certain size. So it would be kind of crazy if it's not a Keter and they're able to contain this. I would like to know how, but I don't think they can.
There have been documented cases involving casual swimmers, snorkelers, and divers, but surfers are, for some unknown reason, far and away the most likely victims. Observations have shown that non-aquatic animals are also at risk of triggering the effect, such as in the case of several seabirds that were seen floating on the water just before an SCP-054-FR wave crashed down on them.
Oh my
The birds
god.
vanished, leaving only blood and feathers floating on the surface where they once were.
Where does the humans and the animals go after the wave eats it? Like, it's just water, right? Like, does it actually have a stomach somewhere somehow?
Even some aquatic vehicles like jet skis and small boats have been observed being attacked by the anomalous shark jaws,
Oh my
though it
god.
seems to avoid going after larger vessels. If more than one person is present in the area that SCP-054-FR is manifesting, though, then additional instances of the jaws are able to form, either on the same wave or on multiple different ones in the area.
The
injuries caused by SCP-054-FR are very similar to those of a normal, non-anomalous great white shark.
Oh my god.
And the force of the jaws appears to be proportional to the size of the wave itself, with larger waves being more powerful than smaller ones. Victims of 054-FR attacks have had entire limbs ripped off. Others were torn completely in half, while some simply disappeared beneath the wave as it crashed down on top of them and the jaws snapped shut. The only way to avoid being bitten or swallowed whole is to dive down under the wave before it impacts. But the opportunity to do so is quite rare given the wave's ability to sneak up on its victims.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. How did the dude wind up without any injuries? I was listening very diligently, and I'm assuming he didn't dive under the water. He fell into the mouth of the jaws itself of this blue fear. How did he just wind up okay? No cuts, no missing limbs. That doesn't make any sense. And for him to just wind up behind her too, like that was kind of sketchy too. Like this dude tell us sus. I don't know, maybe I'm reading into it too much, but from their explanation, it doesn't add up. But that's just me.
And the injuries that are nearly always sustained from an appearance of SCP-054-FR are fatal in 68% of recorded cases.
Oh my god.
The SCP Foundation first became aware of SCP-054-FR following multiple reports of shark attacks caused by great whites emerging out of the waves to attack humans before vanishing back into the water, and the Foundation soon began a series of experiments to try and better understand the anomaly.
Jaws, that's a reference from the movie. You guys didn't know.
The first test performed by Foundation researchers was quite straightforward and involved dumping large quantities of animal blood into the water in an area where SCP-054-FR was reported to have been attacking people. Just like with a normal shark, the blood seemed to act as a trigger for the anomaly, causing it to manifest in less than 2 minutes, and the researchers watched as the shark jaws tried to bite at the blood as the wave rolled over it. The test was repeated, but this time human blood was used instead.
Okay.
This also caused instances of SCP-054-FR to appear on the waves, though now it manifested much faster, often showing up less than 1 minute after the blood was dumped into the water.
Wow.
It seems that SCP-054-FR has a strong preference for humans, or at least their blood, and only a small amount is all that is needed to cause the shark jaws to quickly appear.
And that gives more credence to where that dude shouldn't have went back in the water because he had that cut the first time around. Bro.
Tests involving D-Class personnel have shown that wounded individuals are 4 times as likely to trigger a manifestation as an uninjured individual.
Okay.
That there are also ways to limit how often the carnivorous waves will appear. It seems that lying motionless on the water will significantly reduce how often SCP-054-FR will spawn, and slow body movements will decrease the likelihood of an appearance as well. Strangely, while blood will make the jaws manifest quickly, it is unlikely that it is because SCP-054-FR can smell it, since tests that have tried to disguise the smell of both the blood and the human test subjects have all met with failure. So far, all attempts at damaging the anomaly have also been unsuccessful. Bullets fired at the shark jaws pass harmlessly through it, disappearing into the wave as if they were shooting at perfectly normal water.
Yeah.
Given its nature, it seems unlikely that the Foundation will find a way to capture and contain SCP-054-FR.
Exactly.
So for the time being, all containment efforts have been directed towards keeping humans away from it.
Good.
A 1-kilometer exclusion zone has been established around the 5 geographic areas where manifestations have been reported, and civilians are completely forbidden to access the areas under the guise of there being ongoing research into marine mammal life that would be disrupted by the presence of any humans.
Nice cover.
Secrecy is of the utmost importance when it comes to SCP-054-FR in order to keep the curious away for their own safety, so any photographic evidence of the anomaly is confiscated and destroyed, and witnesses of an SCP-054-FR attack are given amnestics in order to remove the memory of any anomalous shark attacks from their minds.
Damn.
The Foundation also engages in an extensive misinformation campaign to debunk any evidence of the anomaly, spreading the idea that any reports of a shark mouth forming on waves are simply hoaxes or misunderstanding of wave dynamics, while attacks are blamed on normal, non-anomalous great white sharks. It is unknown if the 5 areas the Foundation has contained make up the entirety of the locations where SCP-054-FR can manifest.
I doubt it.
But Foundation agents continue to monitor reports of shark attacks around the world, and hopefully, They will find that they were the result of the regular oceanic super predator, and not the kind that can manifest behind you when you least expect it.
Sheesh.
Now go and watch another entry from
Hey,
the files
Dr.
of
Bob
Dr.
getting
Bob,
it.
like SCP-054-FR, the Squid and the Sailor,
Okay.
or another anomaly that will make you never want to
Hey,
go
he's
to
gonna
the
juke
ocean
him?
again. And make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single anomaly as we delve further and further into
No?
the SCP Foundation's
Oh!
classified archives.
Oh, wow. Dr. Bob will come through with it. Anyway, with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this reaction, please smash that like button. Also, let me know what you guys think about the first surfer, the blonde dude, that came out unscathed after he fell in the jaws of the blue fear. Please let me know, because that has me baffled. But anyway, this was a great animation. Like always, Dr. Bob always blown out the water. No pun intended. So with that being said, I hope you guys all have a good day or night wherever you guys are from. And unfortunately, that concludes today's episode. However, I'll catch you guys on the next one.